Hey guys, all right, so welcome if you're new here and welcome back if you are a regular. If you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button because this channel is all about empowerment, reprogramming your mind so that you manifest the life of your dreams. We focus heavily on self-concept. We focus heavily on repetition and teachings of Neville Goddard law of assumption. So if that sounds good to you, then you know where to be. Every Monday, I drop a new video. So today, I've been focusing a lot on Neville quotes because I think people forget. And I don't think a lot of people read Neville, and I can understand. So I want to take some of the quotes and help you understand why you're doing these things. And this one is from Power of Awareness. And Neville has really been clear about the persistence, about renewing your mind, and just so many things that get lost. And a lot of people on social media are just not re-emphasizing why a lot of people aren't getting what they want instantaneously and what you do so you can get it. So I'm here to dispel all the bullshit and get you to the truth. The first step in the renewing of the mind is desire. You must want to be different before you can begin to change yourself. Then you must make your future dream a present fact. You do this by assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled. By desiring to be other than what you are, you can create an ideal of the person you want to be and assume that you are already that person. If this assumption is persisted in until it becomes your dominant feeling, the attainment of your ideal is inevitable. The ideal you hope to achieve is always ready for an incarnation, but unless you yourself offer it human parentage, or parentage, I don't even know how to say that, it is incapable of birth. So let's look at this, because this is stuff that people don't teach you, and it drives me nuts when I hear it, and I really want to support you and why you're persisting, what it means to assume the wish fulfilled, and obviously that you're creating your future. So you're pulling your future into your present moment, and you're going to persist in pulling that future into your present moment over and over again until it becomes fact to you. That's why persistence is important, because a lot of us, especially if you have a low self-concept in love and you've had a history of failed relationships and feeling insecure and not good enough and just shitty experiences with love that equal hurt and pain and displeasure and so much, right? When you start this journey, we don't accept the new future that we're creating for ourselves as truth yet. It isn't dominant enough in us to be a fact that we know for certain yet. And so this is why you persist in it, so you reprogram your mindset. You're literally renewing your mind. That's what he says here. The first step is the renewing your mind of, the renewing of the mind is desire. You must want to be different before you can begin to change for yourself. So typically what happens, especially when you're manifesting a specific person, or you're manifesting money or success in your career, or, success in being your own boss, is deciding you want to be someone different. So most people think they want the SP in to give them everything they want, so then they don't feel insecure and they don't feel good enough. But you're really, if you're watching me, you're really understanding the truth. And the truth is, no, I'm going to become that version of myself and make it a fact to me that I am secure, I am worthy, I am good enough in this area of my life without needing 3D confirmation and validation. And once I know that as a fact for me, then it's going to be really fucking easy for me to see SP different, to manifest in other suitors, other people, whatever you want for yourself. So you're renewing your mind. So it doesn't mean you get it instantaneously, and you can. We've talked about that. Like, absolutely, everything is possible, but the chances of you getting what you want when it comes to changing your self-concept, and this has been an old belief system, is not going to happen overnight. And it doesn't have to be such a painful process. There will be moments where it feels like a struggle, but that's what techniques are, to move you into that version of you that if I felt loved, if I felt good enough, if I felt wanted, who would I be? I'm not going to be the version of me that's created my past experiences that reinforced that I don't feel good and I don't feel wanted and I don't believe that I'm good enough, right? And I don't feel worthy and loved. So you're choosing this new version of you. From that new version of you, you renew your mind over and over again until it becomes a present fact in you. Now, in that process, you will manifest your 3D reflecting your inner state. But if you're honest with yourself, and this is where self-reflection is huge, this is why you need to observe your mind and understand what's going on with me. Am I being triggered? Why am I assuming worst case scenario? What is my attitude? What are the ideas that I'm focusing on in my mind? And if none of them are supportive of my aim goal, which is your end, then there's something going on with me. That's my old programming that's still running dominantly. So then you have to renew your mind. You decide in that moment. That's what your free will and your reality is that I have free will over my mind. I have free will over what I'm choosing to think in this moment. And I'm choosing that even though there's no evidence out here, even though I'm not getting what I want, in this current reality right now, in this moment, it doesn't mean it's permanent. It doesn't mean that I'm still not ever going to get what I want. You're bringing your future to the present. You don't have what you want in the five senses. That's the last place it materializes. You materialize it within you first. So you keep living in the end as much as you can. You keep moving yourself into the version of you that if I actually were a confident, secure person in love, and that's what we want to be. You know, it doesn't feel good to fucking feel needy and insecure. I know, I've been there. It's the worst fucking feeling in the world. And I did not want to be that woman anymore. And I am no longer her. Does this still mean there might be a moment here and there for half a second where I feel insecure or not good enough or something? No, I still do every once in a while, but it's not my dominant state. I don't believe it is truth for me anymore, and I recognize it quickly, and I move right the fuck out of that reality. I'm like, nope, not for me, not today. This is who we are, and I get myself back on track like that. My natural thinking and my dominant version of me is my new, my new renewed mind, okay? I don't even need to say new renewed mind. This is the goal. And then you persist until it becomes a fact to you. And a lot of people struggle with it. They're like, oh, I'm changing my thinking. I'm doing this or that. And it's like, great, keep doing it. I still haven't got what I wanted. So you fucking keep going and be honest with you. What's going on with you? If you're the cause of the effect outside of you, and then if you take ownership for, well, what's happening inside of me that I'm still creating this? What's happening inside of me that I'm still experiencing circumstances that are not what I desire? And then are you persisting in you being in the end? Are you persisting in your self-concept so you know it to be your truth more and more? Do you believe in the unseen? Are you practicing and holding your faith in the unseen? A lot of you don't, right? It's different. And Neville says this a lot too, that it's one thing to know of the law. It's another thing to be of the law, right? So it's one thing to intellectually understand everyone as you pushed out. It's one thing to intellectually understand you're the operant power. It's one thing I cannot talk today. It is one thing to intellectually understand that you're the creator of your reality, right? That people are mirrors to you. It's a whole nother fucking thing to be the version of you that is practicing the law, that is turning their five senses off, that is not taking cue from the 3D reality, that keeps going within and focusing on the version of them, changing their mental diet, changing their thinking patterns, moving into the state of the wish fulfilled, whatever that is for you. Wish fulfilled. Fulfilled means fulfillment. If you had what you wanted, who would you be? You would feel loved, wanted, chosen, and secure. When it becomes normal for you, then, you know, you still feel loved, wanted, chosen, and secure, right? You may not be in that honeymoon stage anymore when you've been with somebody for 5 years straight or 3 years straight. So it isn't shooting for exhilaration, it isn't shooting for excitement, although you can manufacture those emotions in you, which there's nothing wrong with that. They feel fucking good, right? Enjoy them when you're in there. But when you're not in there, it's still okay. You're still moving your state through mental thinking of this is who I am, this is what I'm experiencing, right? And other techniques, whatever you want to do for yourself. Like, okay, so this is an example with money, but I noticed there's something on TikTok that people say that when you get money in the beginning, people who don't have a lot of money or they come into new money, like they spend it on a lot of, designer things, and it's all about showing other people that you have the money, and that real people that have had money for a long time, or, they've surpassed a certain amount of millionaire to billionaire, they don't do that. I don't agree with that. I think that's a load of bullshit. And I think why they're saying that is either they haven't manifested a lot of money and they're just thinking this way, or they're not in touch with what's really going on in them, or that is maybe simply their perspective if they have manifested that reality for themselves and that's how they felt when they were acquiring designer things. Now, one who has not had money in her life and then one who has had money in her life, I've lived both realities. The reason why I personally buy designer things, and not everything, I still buy things that are not designer at all. I like to mix and match. Whatever catches my eye and is good quality and fits me well, I'm gonna buy. But I know when I first came into really having money where I felt comfortable enough to buy a couple Chanel bags. I wasn't somebody who could afford it, but would have put it on a credit card and had to pay it off over time. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to pay cash up front and it not affect my bank account. So when I got there, I was able to do that. Now the difference was I wasn't buying it to show other people I had money. I was buying it for me because this was a new reality for me. It wasn't familiar yet for me to have this level of money and to be able to spend at that level easy fucking no problem without it being like an issue that I just spent that amount of money. And it was a different reality for me. So I got super excited about it, and it was in the beginning stages of it. So I did it because I was not able to before. So see, it had nothing to do with, I want a Chanel so people can say I have money. Fucking care about that. I wanted the Chanels because I wanted the Chanels for me, because the old reality of me, I wouldn't be able to easily afford them, and I didn't want to put myself in that financial predicament. So this way it felt better for me. So now, having had money for quite a while now, the desire to buy Chanel is not as high. Do I still prefer designer bags? Yeah, and I will, because it is relative. It is all relative. The more money you make, the higher you can spend if you choose, because it doesn't feel like it's super expensive when you have an excessive amount of money, right? So it's understanding that when you get into a new reality, you're not used to living this way. So we do things sometimes like, yes, this is it, it's real. And then when it becomes your reality where it's every day, this is what you live over and over again, you become more neutral about it. It becomes more factual. It just becomes who you are. So I use that example because it's really important with a specific person too. And I had to go through this with my own specific person, is really understanding that I keep working on me and my story of love. I keep working on how I see myself in relation to my specific person, no matter what my specific person's showing me, until it becomes neutral for me. And when I'm manifesting in things that I desire from them, in the beginning, you may not trust it. In the beginning, it may be really exciting, but when it becomes your day in and day out, it feels very normal for you, neutral for you. So that's, to me, what fulfillment is. I'm living in a wish fulfilled where my dream life is unfolding and it's getting better and better every day. I don't get really big excited over big things anymore. I still have excitement for certain things. To me, it's always fun to see how a manifestation unfolds, but I know I'm getting everything I want. And I just live that way, even if there isn't evidence supporting it, because I'm believing in the unseen and trusting in my faith in the unseen and trusting in the power of the law, and that my mind is creating my reality. So I'm pulling my future into my present over and over again until it becomes fact for me. And once it becomes fact for you, you don't check the 3D. You don't need permission and approval or disapproval from the 3D. You fucking know. And that is Sabbath. That is where you are unfucking stoppable. And that is what the renewing of your mind, the reprogramming of your mind is taking you to. All right, guys, I love you. I will see you. If you want additional resources for me to help you, other than my free content, check out the links below. I have a shit ton of stuff to really help you guys move through the mindset shifts that you need in order to keep reprogramming your mind to become this new version of you. All right, I'll see you. Bye.